Hi everyone, welcome back to another drawing video. Today I'm going to be doing Kurosaki Ichigo from Bleach. So close up on his face as usual, so let's go. Right eye, right here. Very slender eyes in the Bleach anime and manga. So we're going to find the middle of your page, right here. This is the center of his eyes. And we're going to come over and we're going to start with the right eyelid. Comes up, comes across this way, travels down here, and then comes back here. So real narrow, sort of slender eyes. So then this comes across towards the tear duct here. So we'll do the tear duct here, and then this comes across the bottom of that eye across to here. And now we can make sort of just this top line just a bit thicker, just to make it a bit more like he's got eyelashes and things, just a bit thicker. It doesn't have to be too much thicker. Just a bit darker, a bit of a heavier line. You can maybe bring it down this way a bit. Now, so his iris is just in there, so it's a half circle, so it just comes down. Try and get it as circular as you can. Comes down this way and then comes back up this side, like that. And then he's a pupil in there, and there's a shine, so he's got a shine on his eye. You could draw it in or color it in after, but I'll just draw it in so you can see where it is. So it's like a shine here, and then a semicircle line up just here, and then this is black inside here. Now, so we can add maybe just a line just for a tear duct in there, and then his eyebrow, real slender sort of eyebrow, so curves right up from here, right up to underneath his fringe, all the way up to here. And now you can make it just a little bit thicker so that it sort of comes across the top of his eye just here. Comes up like that. And maybe just a bit of a frown that goes back this way, because he's looking very serious in this one. He has a bit of a frown line that just comes in towards his nose, just here. And then we're going to come over a little bit. It's not quite an eye's distance. It's his eyes are kind of closer together than normal human eyes. So we just come over a bit closer than an eye distance. And then we start with the top eyelid again. So just here, diagonal line up, and then this will come across the top of his eye, just there, and down the back. And of course this is pointy and narrow on this end and comes back in this direction. Back, touches where his tear duct would be, just there. So you can draw that in if you wanted, just like that. Then we have another semicircle for his iris. Just here, curving around, back up like that. And there's a shine on this side as well. And then a black circle for a pupil. And we can make these lines darker again. So just a bit thicker, a bit darker, to give it that anime look. It's usually the top line that's darker than the bottom. Kind of like that. And then he has another frown line just in here, going towards his nose. And then his eyebrow, pretty similar to this side, so we just have a little sort of curvy line there, and then it curves up past his eyebrow, his eyelid, sorry, and then back there and goes underneath hair on that side. And what we'll do is we'll make this just a bit thicker right here as well, just to leave a bit of a gap for giving him his orange blonde hair. So then his nose, just a straight line down here, like that. and then a diagonal line down, and then very simple nostril just there. And you could add another one just on that side maybe. So very clean, skinny lines in Bleach. It's very different to say My Hero Academia or something like that. They're very skinny, sort of thin lines, and you know, very clean looking. So his mouth then, just underneath that, looks very serious. A line like that. And then we have his chin, just down from this, about the same distance from underneath the nose. So if you measure, it's about, so from the nose to the mouth, and then from the mouth to the chin. Maybe a tiny bit, a little bit longer, but it's about the same distance. So maybe a little bit longer. So maybe from there to there. From the eye. So now we can do his jaw, comes up the side of his face. Like that. And this will come up to his ear. And something similar on this side. It curves up to his jaw. And then this will go up, and this one goes underneath his hair that's on the side of his face. Just here, about here. Now, so we can add in his ear just here. So earlobe comes up around top of his ear, back into there. And then we can just see some hair spikes just on this side. So like a spike coming up here. And then one in here for his sideburns, and just comes up and touches that ear just there. And then he has the bones and ligaments inside the ears, of course. Many different ways to do this. You just want to add sort of curvy lines, kind of like that. We can't see his ear on the other side, it's just his hair. So what we'll do is we'll start doing this fringe across his face. So we're going to do, starting on the ear side, we'll spike down, back up, spike down this way, coming across, all coming across his face. So spike down, back up, back up. It can be skinnier, thicker. It's totally up to you. Many different ways of doing this. Down like this. Coming across. Some come right down, touch his eye. Like that. Another one here. And then they start to travel this way now. This one comes up. Then one comes down. So we're going across his face. Various sized spikes. And then we have one that's here. Comes up this direction. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do all the spikes that come all the way around his head. So we're going to go on start on this side, and we'll go around this way. So we have a small spike just here. And another slightly bigger one beside it. We have another one here. Here. Start to travel up now. Real skinny one there. There's one that just comes off his head, just like this. Comes back up then around like that. So they're going to get a bit more curvier as they go around his head. We have one that just sticks up here, curves up, curves this way, bring it to a point there. And then we have one that kind of starts to spike up, straight up, and then they start to go around to the other side. So it's the direction of the spikes as you got to get. So these ones are pointing down, and these ones point up, and then they start to go around and down again. So we have up this way. This one comes down, spiking up there, back down, spiking up, comes back down, maybe a little one in there. And now these will start to go this way. So this way, back, this way. You're going around. And now some spike up a little bit, this way. Another small one here. And now we start to go down. Spiking down and slightly out. Smaller one here and there. Of course, pause the video if I go too fast. Just hit pause. Help yourself. Spiking real small now, going down behind his ears. See this? Just like sharp teeth, sharp spiky lines. And maybe we could add just one or two, just like here, just to show that his fringe comes across his ear a bit more, just on that side. And just like a line like that. Right, we'll go down and do his neck. So he's got his big sword, Soul Eater, but I think it's called Soul Eater, behind his head, and he's got large collars on. And so he's got those collars that are around his neck. So his neck is slightly hidden by those. So what we got to do is first draw those collars. So starting at his hair, just here, you're going to do a little curvy line like that, tiny. And then this is going to come down past his jaw to there. And then this one will come down like that, and then this will travel up back around his neck. So this one will go this direction, coming up around his neck. It'll come to a bump, and then we have a bump, and then another bump just here, and then this goes straight up, and another bump just there. So they're like, there's a black section and a white section, so we're going to separate them, and the bottoms of them are the bumps. So we're going to bring a line just down there, a line down there, a line back up to this bump, a line back down to this one, and then a line down here. See, so we're separating the dark section and the light section, and then this one will come back up around to there. And we'll do the same thing, only kind of a bit smaller on the other side. So we do a little curved line that comes down from his neck, another one that comes down for his jaw, and it stops. It's not as long as this side, so it's going to come back down here, and then this one is going to come around to here. We have that little bump for the white section, just like here, except it's just smaller. This one will come up to another bump, come back down, around, and back up there. And then we're going to join these together, just like that. So there are those like two, that goes like around his neck, two collars. Now we can see some lines for his neck muscles inside, just one there, one coming down here, and we can see some of his collarbone just here. So then he has his sort of long Japanese style clothes on, so his like Shinigami black cloak kind of thing that's on, and you just do the inside of that coming down from the collar like that, and you can do the same thing over here. So it comes down from about, let me see, just from the edge of this here, comes down, kind of folding, bumping a little bit, coming down there. Then there's the white inner part and the dark outer part. So we'll just separate them with another line, just following the line you just did. And then another one just here. So it comes down, following that line, gets a bit wider as we go down here. Now in there he's got that tattoo-like shape, that X across his chest in the picture I'm drawing from. So I'm not really sure what, I haven't watched Bleach in years, so I can't really remember what sort of form this is. He's got his big Soul Eater sword. So let me know in the comments. I can't remember. I have to watch Bleach again to remember. And there's rumors they're bringing it back, I heard. Maybe. So it's like an X. So we have a V here. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. A V here. And then a big X kind of shape that comes down there. But we have these V-like lines first. Just one there. So this is a thick black line here. And this is skin in here, and then we have a really big black X all in here. And this one comes down and just goes off my page. Then we have skin, and then another dark line just there. Then we have skin and another dark line just there. I'll color this in black right now. I'll speed it up. So now you can probably see a bit more clearly that X that goes down his body just there. It's like a tattoo kind of thing. I think it comes up his arm as well. So now what we got to do is his blade that's sitting on his shoulder, and the shoulder's on this side, and then we're done. So we're going to do the rest of his clothes just here. So another fold like this, and then another part of his collar just here like that. Touches just there, and then comes down like that. His shoulder then has a few bumps for clothes, and then goes off my page there. Maybe just another line there. And then he has that snake-like red thing that comes down his body just here. So it's like a rectangular kind of shape, curvy, comes down. And then it has different segments separated out. So it's like a V goes up to a line around, a V goes up to a line there, a V goes up there, and a V again. So it's like separated out, a line straight down to give it a bit of 3D form. Right, so we can see his big blade, so it's got the pointy end, so it curves here, and then points back that way. And then we can just see the rest of his shoulder coming off here, and some lines for clothes just in here. And so this blade then, this is the black part, and then it starts to travel. So imagine, jump over his body and keep going this way. There. And then we have the silver part, so the sharp edge that comes across behind his head, just here. So we'll go this way. This is all dark behind his head. And then so imagine it travels, comes out about here, goes off my page, just there. So that's it, Kurosaki Ichigo from Bleach. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Like, subscribe, and share.